Hi there, I want to ask you a question. Before and after pictures of weight loss, do they motivate you or do you feel a little bit manipulated? My name is Tanya and I help you learn mindful eating so that you can ditch diets and create flexible menopause health without counting calories or piecing out your M&Ms. I really want to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel, but I haven't put out a video in ages. So maybe you just want to stick around for a little while and see what I come up with. I'm the host and creator of the Fullness Podcast, and the episode out this week is all about before and after transformation pictures. I was scrolling the internet like we all do, and I came across a before and after of a very small woman who was in her 50s. She was in great shape, but she was showcasing not just her before and after, which actually looked so similar, but her before and her after of a socially acceptable, smaller sized body. And I say socially acceptable with a grain of salt because socially acceptable is actually just a perception that's ingrained in us through media and cultural standards. So while I go into detail about this on the podcast episode, I just want to be clear that I was using the example of a before and after picture and separating the business side of that out from the personal. We all have friends who've gone on weight loss journeys and they want to celebrate just not their body size changes, but also their blood pressure changes, their blood sugar changes, and other markers of their health that are actually way more pertinent than something like a BMI or a body size. That topic is a whole other video, shedding light on how it feels when we celebrate changes in body size that are always one way. We hinge so many bravos on weight loss. But this episode talks about the before and afters in a detailed perspective. It's linked below, and I have 6 questions that you can ask yourself if you're triggered by those before and after pictures, or if you actually just want to use them to go on a weight loss journey. And I want to tell you, there's nothing wrong with the way you feel because it's the way you feel. You don't have to feel like I feel, but I just love having open discussions about it. All of these things impact women's health, especially in menopause when body image issues rear their ugly head. And I totally understand that people have to make a living and that they coach to what they believe. And so this woman totally believes this is what is health. Kudos to her. She's out there on the internet and she's trying to make a living. I just see the other side where I've coached women in larger bodies that have trouble fitting into seats and worry about fitting on a school bench in the playground. They explain their feelings when they see these before and after pictures. And I, who is still in a body that is acceptable by society standards, get triggered by these too. So the first question I had to ask myself, which you can ask yourself, is what is so uncomfortable about these photos right now? When you encounter these pictures, no matter their type or purpose, see if you can identify what they are triggering in you. What are the feelings? I had to check myself and tell myself it wasn't about the person posting them, it's all about me. So when you identify the feelings, the second question you can ask yourself is, where do I feel this feeling in my body? If you're feeling defeat, is it in your stomach? If you're feeling rage, is it in your throat? It may sound weird, but identifying with where a feeling is in your body is a great way to start to learn to tune in to that body and mind connection. And that's part of mindful eating. A third question I'm going to ask you is, if you want to use this type of picture or content as inspiration, if you find it motivational, is it based on your core values? Do you even know your personal core values? And if you don't, that's okay. It's words that you want to live by. Things like freedom or vitality. When you look at these pictures, is that what they conjure up in you? Maybe they do. If you don't know your core values, that's okay. I actually have a free core value toolkit when you're in my email community. So when you download my beginner guide to non-diet health and menopause, which is all linked below with the podcast episode, you will get my core value toolkit in about the 3rd or 4th email. And just like this channel, you can unsubscribe at any time. I have 3 other questions waiting for you on the podcast episode and on my blog at tanyastrycek.com. And I just want to end by saying, before and after pictures that base themselves on aesthetics are not health. We're missing the marker on sleeping and pooping and digesting our food and having good lymph flow and even social relationships when we focus on this narrow look of health. We can think we're fulfilled in pursuing weight loss, and it takes some time to reflect on other aspects of our well-being, including the all or nothing thinking or obsessive mirror checking that pictures like this can bring out in us. So if this is part of the conversation that you'd like to have, stick around with me here, subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, and all the other places below, and shoot me a message over on Instagram at A Mindful Nutritionist. Bye for now.